Hello riding people. 40 years ago, the safety information in a motorcycle owner's manual was roughly a half a page at the very end somewhere, and it was full of golden nuggets like how to grease swing arm bushes, clear a float bowl, and of course how to adjust the valves. The owner was trusted to wield their own spanners without any of that manufacturer's certified master mechanic nonsense. Fast forward to today, and your owner's manual will enlighten you to the fact that drinking the fluid from inside the battery may cause harm or even death. Who'd have thunk it? I guess you've got the pampered Gen Z to thank for that. Now, my 2021 Ducati Street Fighter V4S manual rather patronisingly informs me that I should take my vehicle to the nearest authorised Ducati service centre whenever the chain needs inspection, and God forbid actually require adjusting. I thought about obtaining a degree in mechanical engineering, but for what's actually involved, it did seem a bit tad excessive. Now, there's a dozen videos out there on how to adjust chains, or probably more than that, and so I've never done one before. However, I have noticed there's a lot of misinformation within some of those videos, some of which are from very highly subscribed to influencers. So here's my personal take, and in line with modern perceptions, I'm going to cover my backside by saying all information in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and any undesirable outcomes as a direct result of following this video is solely down to the viewer, as this is not an instructional video. Right, now we've got the nanny zealots off our back, let's get on with the video. Okay, so here's some of the things I think you'll need. Some latex gloves to protect your skin from the oils and contaminants. Of course, you'll need the trusty old dirty microfiber cloth, give your chain a good clean. You'll need some basic chain degreasant. I use WD-40's bike degreaser. You'll need some lubricant or grease, and this is a chain paste called C5, and that's currently what I'm using, and it seems to do a good job. You'll need a C-spanner for adjusting the eccentric adjuster on the Ducati. Something to measure the chain slack. You can get these kind of plastic ones. They're a bit kind of Mickey Mouse-ish, and I would not recommend them personally, but they do a basic job. Personally, I think it's worth investing in some vernier calipers. These ones are made by Craftler. These ones measure both the outside diameter and inside diameter of objects, and it's a nice digital scale. You just slide it backwards and forwards. It's very accurate. You can toggle between millimeters and inches, so worth investing in a good set of vernier calipers. You also need a paddock stand, or I use one of these plastic diamonds with metal ball bearings that spin, and the idea is you roll your back wheel up onto the ball bearings, and then you can slide your wheel round without having to push your bike backwards and forwards all the time. And you'll need a quality ratchet and extension bar, and in this instance an 8mm hex head. Finally, you need a quality torque wrench, and this one has nice simple increments for pound per feet of torque. You never undo bolts with your torque wrench, you can damage it, but in terms of doing them up for anything safety critical like your handlebars and pinch bolts and stuff, you want to make sure that you're following the manufacturer's guidelines in terms of pound per feet on torque. So you just roll the bike onto the little roller, and then you can just move the wheel around by hand. A lot cheaper than a paddock stand, and still does a basic job. Now, a good couple of things to do is put down a nice mat for you to lie on when you're messing about with this, and get one of these kind of like rubber mats, or a piece of cardboard will do at a pinch, but a rubber mat is ideal to hold up behind your chain when you're spraying your degreaser on it, and when you're finally greasing it afterwards. Now, a good tip is actually to degrease the chain and clean it with your microfiber cloth, then wash your bike thoroughly, and then after your bike's washed and dried, then lube your chain so that you don't have any lube coming off when you wash the bike or going over your back wheel. So I've already washed the bike recently, and I've lubed the chain. You lube the chain after adjustment normally, but for the purposes of this video I'm just going to show you how to measure that adjustment and make the adjustment as necessary. Now the manual says that the chain should be adjusted somewhere between 22 to 24 millimeters of play, and you would do that at the point that the chain moves the most. That is the slackest point of the chain. Sometimes if you've been bad with your chain adjustment and it's old, you may even have tight spots, so you may have to rotate the wheel to find out where you've got tight spots and where you've got loose spots. And if you've got a tight spot, that's probably the best place to actually check the chain so you don't over tighten it. Okay, so the point in the chain we want to look at really is the kind of the lowest hanging part between the front and rear sprockets, and it's going to be around here. And the important thing is that the movement on this particular swing arm, you cannot see the full movement, because when you lift up your chain it's bashing on the swing arm. That won't happen on most bikes with the dual arm, but with the single arm it happens. So in other words, you're not going to see the full movement travel of this chain. So you need to do two things really. One is you need to lift the chain so that it looks visually a straight line between the bottom of the rear sprocket and the front sprocket, and then that will be your equidistant halfway point. And if I lift up the calipers here and put it to, in my eye line, I'm not sure about the camera, but in my eye line, that the pivot through the chain link there is right in the center of my caliper, then I need to ensure that the travel and push down on the chain is halfway, and it is halfway. So I'm not restricted by travel pushing the chain downwards, only upwards. So again, if I make the chain straight, it's right in the middle, so you have to assume that's halfway of the upward travel, and when I push it down it's bang on. So that chain is now accurately tensioned. Now if I wanted to actually adjust it, it's really quite simple on the Ducati. At the back of the bike here, you put in your 8mm socket, hex head, and you get your ratchet and you undo these pinch bolts. So you just turn them counterclockwise until they're loose enough to turn with your fingers. They need to be proper loose. And then the next thing you do is put your C-spanner on this inner sprocket that's on the hub itself, and again if you turn that clockwise it will tighten, and if you turn it anti-clockwise it will loosen the chain. And naturally you'll need to recheck the chain play with your calipers every time you make that adjustment. And if it's the first time you've done this, just be warned, you only need to turn that a very, very tiny amount to make a big difference in the amount that the chain adjusts. So once your chain is fully adjusted, you just use the hex 8 on the bolts here, and you do them up with your torque wrench. Now I've seen I've seen some videos online by well-respected YouTube influencers saying that you should tighten those eccentric pinch bolts to 25 Newton meters of torque, and I've seen others say 20. So I actually run one bike dealership and they told me it was 35. So a bit discouraged by that. I felt the torque level is quite low because it don't
to undo those by hand, very similar to handlebar bolts in that respect. So I looked online and I found an official looking Ducati PDF for the Panigale V4 and V4S, which has the same swing arm as this, and in that it very clearly says 20 Newton meters, which I believe is something like 1474 pound per feet, so call it 15 pound per feet of torque, and you tighten them in a 1-2-1 scenario or series. So it only requires 15 pounds of torque, you don't have to kill it to death, and you tighten this one first, that one second, then you just effectively double check that one again with the torque wrench, and you are good to go. In further support of that, I rung the dealership that I bought this bike from and spoke to a mechanic there, and he immediately said, without having to look it up, yeah, 15 pound per feet, tighten it in a 1-2-1. So I'm pretty much trusting that information. Your mileage may vary, you tighten them up how you wish, but you certainly don't want to over tighten these things, because it's very easy to shear the bolt and then you'll have problems, or you can cause stress cracks. They do say to grease these bolts, and I can't remember the name of the grease off the top of my head, but I find that just using a universal grease on those bolts should be good enough. Alright, well that's it. Just a quick video on chain adjustment. I think it's important to evaluate whether you have full play in the chain, it runs through its full traveller in effect, and if so, then measurement is easy. If you've got a swing arm in the way, then you need to think about that, because it's easy to not get the measurement correct. I would invest in a pair of vernier calipers, because it's just money well spent, and you can always use it for a multitude of little jobs. And if you happen to have a Panigale or Street Fighter, then personally, it's up to you what you do, but personally, 15 pound per feet of torque on the back is all you need, and you just undo them with your socket set, use your C-spanner to adjust the chain, and then when you're happy with that, you just nip up the pinch bolts again using your torque wrench to 15 pound per feet in a 1-2-1 sequence. And simple as that.
Hey you, if you want to become one of the Ride On people, don't forget to subscribe. Ride often, ride carefully, ride on.